Okay, so maybe I didn't take into account the fact that I have one bed for the three of us to sleep in. Oh, hi there, and welcome to part 18 of Chrono Trigger. Today we have returned to our home continent of Truce, and we are to make our way back to 600 AD. But before we do so, there's a few random miscellaneous things we can do here in the home world. The first of them is heading over to Luca's house. And here we could pick up an item from Tabin, Luca's father. Now, if he isn't sitting in the front room, you have to go talk to Laura and witness this little scene where he brings her an apple. In case you weren't aware, Luca's mom is paralyzed, which is why she always sits around. Anyways, after you witness that cutscene, you can come talk to Tabin, and he's going to give Luca Tabin's vest. It is an armor that is really solid for her. Definitely want to equip that. More than anything, it helps have fire damage along with being stronger, along with giving her a speed boost. This vest alone makes Luca a lot better, because it helps address some of her weaknesses. Anyways, there is two other things we can do here in Truce. First of them is head to the market. Fritz is back. Remember that guy we saved from, you know, being executed? We saved his neck. Good one, Fritz. Good one. So, he's going to tell you that how he was falsely thrown into jail pretty much too. And he's going to give you 10 mid-ethers for saving his neck. Is it worth it? Yeah, I guess it's pretty worth it. Mid-ethers are very useful. And then his father will come in and he'll be like, "Hey Ian, I appreciate what you did." And then Fritz will be like, "Now to business. Buy something. Please buy something, we implore you." His stock will be updated with everything Melchior had, so if you want to buy, just remember what Melchior bought. There's one last thing I want to talk about, and this is something I forgot to do in part 1. And then I forgot to do it in a future part to remind you guys. And now I'm doing it now, but this should have been done in part 1. If you come over here and you talk to this guy a second time, he will give you 300 gold. Now, at this point in the game, it probably isn't going to mean much. I'm sorry I forgot to mention it. But at the beginning of the game, if you haven't played Chrono Trigger yet and you're still watching this guide or whatever, you can pick up 300 gold early on in the game. That can make a difference, so just thought I'd point that out. Make your way to through Guardia Forest and work your way to the Time Gate. I recommend you do this just because it will save you some time later on. As I mentioned earlier, the portal gate things at the end of time only unlock once you use them. So unlocking this portal will help speed up the process of just having those gates unlocked. You might as well do it now instead of having to do it later. Just take cut the walls, and then you won't have to fight anything. And then back to the overworld. One last thing you should probably do after Hecron Cave is, you know, heal up. Your mom will be like, "Oh my goodness, Ian, you were gonna be executed." And then nobody would be around to feed the cats. How tragic. So yeah, you could use Chrono's bed to heal. I actually already did it in between parts. So heal up, and then our next location is Lena Square, because we want to head back to 600 AD. If there's anything you want to do at the fair, go ahead. Otherwise, just work your way to the back, and we are going to head to the gate. I'm going to cut through Truce Canyon because there's really no major reason to cover Truce Canyon again. After taking the gate at Lena Square, you will have unlocked all but 2 of the remaining time portals, and then we are back to 600 AD. Welcome! If you want to, go take a little look around, and you'll notice that the dialogue of a lot of the people has changed. The Fiend Lord's army is apparently advancing to Zenan Bridge. But the hero has come, and he will save us all. Who is this hero that they speak of? Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Apparently the king was also wounded by Magus's troops in battle. That's tragic. Wounded, not dead at least. The hero! The hero has come at last! He will save the kingdom. I don't understand what everyone's obsession is with this hero. I've never heard of this hero. Okay. If you go to the market actually has not changed its inventory from the last time we were here, so chances are most of this stuff will be useless. The bronze helmet's actually still an upgrade for me, but whatever. And then, I already went here. No, nope. Okay, I'm done. Anyways, I guess we should go check out Zenan Bridge, right? Because everybody's talking about a battle going on. This is our last line of defense. And their provisions are depleted. They have not received their supplies from the castle. Okay, that's definitely a problem. I will go check on that for you guys. Man, lots of running around. Take a quick cut through Guardia Forest and make your way to Guardia Castle. Halt! Who goes there? Unfortunately, due to the ongoing war, you won't be able to eat, and all the beds will be filled with troops that are very injured, I guess you could say. So the castle right now is in very bad shape. The armies have been injured. Things aren't going too well here. And a boy is the hero? Okay. Sir Cyrus must have sent the boy to us. Well, I guess we want to make our way to the southern continent to check out this hero that everybody's been talking about. Unfortunately, Zenan Bridge isn't in too good of shape. I guess we should go talk to the chef about provisions, since he's the one who, you know, cooks around here. So, make your way down to the right side of the castle. Like I said, troops are thin. There aren't even that many people in the castle. And like I said, you can't eat here, can't sleep on the other side. Talk to the Master of Kitchens, and he's gonna be like, that dumb guy. Yeah, serves him right that he's dying protecting our kingdom. I don't know what I expected. I thought he would help. Well, there goes that plan. I tried. Sorry, troops. You're gonna die. Master of Kitchens is being stubborn. Oh, wait. He had a change of heart. Good guy, Master of Kitchens. He's gonna give you some spice jerky, because that's totally going to save the troops. He's also going to give you a strength capsule for you. The spice jerky's for his fool of a brother, and he better come back alive. Brotherly love. Cut through the Guardia Forest. And back to the overworld. It is time to head back to Zenan Bridge. Talk to the commander and give him the food. Well, things don't look very good here. It looks like battles have been fought, and the Fiend Lord's armies are approaching. Defend the honor of our order, and drive the enemy back! It is time for the Battle of Zenan Bridge. Talk to the commander once more, and he's going to ask you to lend the blade in battle. And because of that, he'll give you a free golden helm, so that's convenient. Golden helm is very strong. It'll give you a little bit of a boost. And I'm going to actually update the helmets on Marla. Anyways, let us march into the battle. Head left, and it's very depressing to watch the troops die as they get slaughtered by the Fiend Lord's troops. And this is Ozzy! Remember, we've met Ozzy the 8th? This is Ozzy, one of Lord Magus's 3 generals, and to his enemies he grants death. Alright, time to fight. Two skeletons in combat. The skeletons are very weak to magic, but do not use dark magic on them. They will absorb dark magic. So if you have Robo, don't use that kind of magic. Use light and ice, or if you have Luca, use fire magic as well. The strategy here is you either knock out the skeletons and then Ozzy just kind of sits there after you punch him once or twice, or you could try to knock out Ozzy first and then his magic on the skeletons can break. And then he will run off. Stronger than I thought. Trail him to the west, and he's going to turn some of the troops into his own skeletons. So depressing. Anyways, fight the next round, the skeletons. These enemies aren't bad at all. The main thing is you just gotta use magic on them. Remember, fiends are very, very weak to magic. That's just a general rule of thumb. Because humans don't know how to use magic, they have no built-in resistance to magic. Don't forget to give Ozzy a good whack in the face. If you have Robo on your party, you can use Robo for the whack. Otherwise, just continue spamming that magic. I really, really love Zenan Bridge. I think it's a really cool place. I like the scenery in the background. I like the battle. I love the atmosphere. 600 AD is my second favorite time period in the game because it's just so cool to witness this war that takes place. It really is incredible to fight on Zenan Bridge. Drat. Follow Ozzy one last time, and he's like, yeah, that's it. You're finished. And he's going to call forth the greatest enemy yet. Goody. Meet Zombor! Crush Lord Magus's enemies. Zombor is a two-part boss with a bottom part and an upper part. The upper part is he will absorb light and fire magic. The bottom part will absorb shadow and water magic. This is very, very, very important to note. Personally, I prefer the combo of Robo, Marla, and Chrono. You can use Luca, but you need somebody who's capable of healing. Just have Chrono use lightning on the bottom half, have somebody use magic on the top half. If you have Luca on your party, use Luca to attack the top part. If you have, or not, no, I'm confusing myself. Have Chrono attack the bottom part, and have either Robo or Luca attack the top part, and then have somebody back to heal. You're gonna need somebody to heal. He has some very powerful magic that can hit the entire party. I prefer splitting it up and having one person attack magic on each half. I've seen people who say use strategies where you knock out the bottom half first, because there is a key thing to note that when you kill each half, he will have a counter attack of some sort. The counter attack will either be that massive attack that hits everybody, or the top half will attack with a spell called MP Buster, and it will completely wipe your magic points on one of your characters. So this is indeed a very tricky boss battle. This is, in my opinion, the first real challenging boss battle after maybe the Dragon Tank. Because this is something that gave me a lot of troubles the first time I fought it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to use magic on it. You can try physical attacks work, but magic is far more effective. You need a designated healer in this fight. Zombor does too much damage to not have a designated healer. His death spell is going to hit for massive damage to everybody on the party, and that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Now the bottom half has a little bit less hit points than the top half. This is good because Chrono's damage is a little bit weaker in terms of magic. You don't want to knock out the top half first either, but like I said, Chrono's magic's a little bit weaker. When you think you are going to kill the bottom half, you need to make sure your party is healed up, because he will use death, 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 and that will hit all of your party for a good 100 hit points. So if somebody's low, they're going to get KO'd. This is a kind of a lengthy boss battle because you just have to be very careful to not accidentally die. You don't want to knock yourself out, which means you have to kind of keep yourself healed up. Death, death, death means you've knocked out somebody, and then you can finish him off. Hurry up, unless you want to heal up. It's your choice, depending on how safe you feel. If you feel like you've attacked the top half enough, then just start spamming magic. I think I'm pretty close. I'm just going to attack 1 or 2 more times, and that should KO. Ow. That's such a weird looking attack. Okay, that should finish off Zombor. Bottom half has 800 hit points, top half has 960 points, and then that is all she wrote. That wraps up the Zenan Bridge. That wraps up the Battle of Zenan Bridge. You can talk to the commander, he will thank you. And that also wraps up this part. Next time we will journey onto the southern continent and check out what's going on down there, and maybe meet the hero. Thank you, and good night.